today, to capitalize or not to capitalize. You know, we generally don't make a lot of capitalization mistakes. You know, the first letter of a sentence, the nouns, the pronouns, the adjectives, the verbs, the adverbs, and titles. But we're talking today not titles about books and when you capitalize or when you don't. We're talking about titles of places, people, or subjects. You know, subjects, English class and French class. People, the President of the United States, the teacher of the classroom. Places, West Broadway? Well, do you mean west of Broadway or do you mean West Broadway, the street? So we're talking about specific titles of people. Well, what order am I going in? Places, people, and subjects. But today, just for this lesson, we're only going to get to places. We'll come back to people and subjects in the next video because there are so many crazy little rules that just the titles of places can be one whole video in itself. Okay, there's one kind of general rule for all sorts of titles. If it is a general title, you don't capitalize it. However, if it's a specific title, you do capitalize it. And we'll get into more specifics about which is which with each one of these different ideas, different categories as we go. So first, again, we're only talking about places right now. So let's look at one that gets us all tripped up quite often. Geographic areas. Okay? Such as these words, north, south, east, west. A lot of people confuse when to capitalize these words and when not to, okay? You do not capitalize those words when you are merely giving directions. So for instance, if you said, go west on Broadway, you would not capitalize west. If you said, walk to Blaux, goodness gracious, blocks south on 7th Avenue, you wouldn't capitalize south there, but you would capitalize those words if they appeared in the names of places, specific geographical areas, or the neighborhoods. Okay, when these are part of the specific titles of any of these things, then you do capitalize. So for instance, if you say I'm from the South, South is no longer just, let's draw a little compass, you know, South is no longer just south, north, what is it? Never eat soggy waffles? Is that what you remembered? South is no longer just south. South is now the specific title of a place. Likewise, if you live in the South Bronx, both of those gets capitalized. If you live in the Northeast, a geographical area, where should I put the Northeast there? If you're from New England, as I am from New England, those get capitalized, even though there's no north, south, east, west, just so you see the idea. Or the tri-state area, okay? In these cases, South is no different than, you know, tri-state. It's part of the actual title. It's not really, it is a directional, but it's serving here as part of the official title of this neighborhood. Okay? Last thing on places, these words. Street, avenue, road, and parkway. Okay? When it is just some random word you are saying, whoops, heavens, where'd I go? Right here. When it is just some random word you are saying, for instance, if you're asking your friend, which street do you take? When it is the general word, street, that is not referring to a specific street, you don't capitalize it. Obviously, duh, we get that, but this is where we don't capitalize it, and we should. When the word, however, is part of the title, you do capitalize those words. So 7th Avenue, this A gets capitalized. East 10th Street, one of my first apartments in the city was on East 10th Street. East and street get capitalized because they are part of this street's title. Lexington, obviously we would capitalize, but you also capitalize avenue. It's part of the title. So again, as a more repetition, when it is part of the specific name, you capitalize it. When it is general, over here, you do not capitalize it.